Greetings, opera lovers. It's Rona, live from Pittsburgh. Last night I was able to put my headphones on and listen to the Met's live streaming of Rossini's La Cenerentola, which is the story of Cinderella. In the last month, I've been so lucky to catch the first night of the performances for this run, for the particular run of each new opera. It started with La Sonnambula about a month ago, starring Diana Damrau and Javier Camarena. It was a fantastic evening of singing. Then about a week ago, I was able to catch the opening night performance of I Puritani, another opera by Bellini, starring Lawrence Brownlee and the much anticipated debut of Olga Pereciaco. And last night, it was Rossini's turn with the fantastic American mezzo Joyce playing Cinderella, otherwise known as Angelina, in this opera, and again, Javier Camarena. And so I'd like to make a general comment about listening to these operas. First, a hearty thank you to the Met organization. These things are streamed live over the internet, audio only, free to the public. You don't have to be a subscriber or a patron. Anyone can hear them, whether you're in Europe, the United States, or I suppose any place. And so I consider that a great gift. And very interestingly, these three last operas pinpointed something quite astonishing to me, and that is you can really enjoy some operas listening to them, and some operas without seeing what's going on stage really diminishes the returns that you will get. And last night, listening to La Cenerentola, I was acutely reminded of that. First of all, it's a comedy, and when there are comedies, you really need to see what's going on the stage to see how all of the things play out. Another difference is that Bellini's music, to me, is much more substantial, and I enjoy it more in general, especially I Puritani, which I consider to be a total masterpiece. Rossini's operas are all delightful, filled with great tunes, some of which you find in one opera, and then you find the same tune in another opera. Most of them have a delicious coloratura arias for many of the cast members, not just the sopranos or mezzos. So last night's opera featured one of the leading mezzo coloraturas of our day, Joyce Di Donato. And here is something that I think is interesting. Because Miss Di Donato offers us such high standards of singing, she is so excellent in her technique, in her portrayals, that we expect her to be great. And so when she's just totally great, we're almost disappointed, like, why isn't she greater? And that's actually how I felt. It's like, I know she does this. She does this so fantastically. And I don't mean that as a criticism. It's just when your expectations are so high, that's really kind of not such a great thing. But she fulfilled every one of my expectations. She just is a terrific singer of this kind of music, and she has the personality to go along with it. She's also wonderful on stage, although I couldn't get to see her do her role. Although this is usually a star vehicle for Cinderella or Angelina, I was most looking forward to it to hear Javier Camarena again after I had heard him in La Sonnambula. And so when he sang his second act aria, which is called Si ritrovarla io giuro, it was just a highlight of the evening, and the audience loved it too. Lots of high notes, lots of beautiful coloratura work. There's also something else about his voice. It is just sweet. It's very appealing, and he has a way of transmitting to the audience his love of singing, his love of music, and I think it's a great dialogue between Mr. Camarena and the audience. You could just feel it. Rounding out the cast last night was another one of my very favorite singers, Luca Pizzaroni. First of all, he has totally adorable dimples. Also, he is able to do Italian recitatives in such a way that it just makes it a highlight of an evening. And think of that. Where else would you find a recitative or recitative-like section such a highlight? Only with him. Or I should say mainly only with him. I don't know. Maybe there are other singers who can do it that well too. Alessandro Corbelli was Don Magnifico, and making his debut as Dandini was Pietro Spagnoli, making his debut at the Met. Everyone sang very well. In fact, everyone not only sang well, but they sang well together. Cenerentola has a lot of ensemble pieces, and because all the voices blended so well, this heightened my enjoyment of the evening. The Met Chorus and Orchestra, of course, again, you expect the best, and that's what you get. The conductor was Fabio Luisi, and I have to say that there were several times where the orchestra and the chorus were not together. It wasn't so awful because in this opera there's a lot of running around and energy. And so the fact that it wasn't pinpoint wasn't so, I don't know, bad to me. It would be worse if it were in a slower section. But because it's so frenetic, it kind of matched the mood. All in all, it was a great evening of opera. Most of you know I listen to the opera for great singing. And that's what we got last night. Great singing. So bravo to everyone. I'm disappointed I will not be able to see the HD. I'll be out of the country. And I'm not sure when I'll be able to see another opera. Perhaps there'll be an HD encore of something I missed that I wanted to see. But the summertime is also a great time where we get to see live-streamed audio and video of some of the great festivals from Europe. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I hope you all have a great day. And if you can catch La Cenerentola in HD, I highly recommend it. Whether it will be Mr. Camarena or who was originally scheduled to sing Don Ramiro, Juan Diego Flores, another very good singer. Okay, bye everyone.